What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you all are having a very blessed and wonderful day. So in today's video, we are going to be going over developer updates 2 and 3 for Marvel Rivals. The reason why we're doing both in one video is because I missed last week because I haven't really been uploading. I've been on a break more so, but I'm getting back into my normal schedule, so you're gonna start seeing videos more and more from me again. And also, instead of just making two separate videos, I figured the smart thing to do would just be to put volumes 2 and 3 in one video, and that's what we're doing. So volume 2, why a third-person shooter for Marvel Rivals? Now, since Marvel Rivals' inception, we've been tackling one big question: how do we bring superhero combat to life for players? We brainstormed like mad scientists, and one thing we kept coming back to was the need to see the heroes that you're playing as. It's all about fully embodying your favorite hero or villain, kicking butt in combat, and savoring the sweet taste of victory. This is the experience Marvel Rivals aims to deliver. In Marvel Rivals, shooting isn't about guns. It's about quick targeting, executing attacks, be it ranged or melee, and feeling the rush of unleashing those ultimate abilities. We're all about that full 3D spatial combat freedom, and we want players to feel the raw power of their favorite heroes, zipping around, using powers, and taking down foes with style. To achieve this, we decided early on to pursue TPS, that's third-person shooter, as our combat core. It's the perfect way to showcase the unique abilities and mobilities of our heroes. You will see every punch, blast, every spectacular move imaginable as you battle it out. The pace is off the charts as allies and foes zip, zoom, and zing across the battlefield, making every moment a thrill. With the third-person view, you will always have a front row seat to the action while witnessing real-time environment destruction, which again, as I must reiterate over and over and over again, is something that I absolutely love in games, especially when it's done right. Giving you the edge to strategize, support, and synergize with your team to dominate the game. Of course, adopting TPS, third-person shooter, didn't come without its challenges. Marvel superheroes and villains come in all shapes and sizes, from the towering Hulk to the tiny Rocket Raccoon. And let's not forget about their crazy cool powers. We got ground pounders, sky soaring flyers, world calling runners, and even some special things that you haven't seen yet. Trust us, making sure they all look amazing is no small feat. We've been playing around with camera rules, tweaking positions, adjusting FOV, that's field of view, and fine-tuning hero performances to make sure that they all shine. And as always, we are looking for feedback to make each one even better, so be sure to let us know. Another challenge is encouraging players to switch from FPS, that's first-person shooter, to third-person shooter. And if you're used to FPS games, leaping into our third-person shooter realm might feel a bit like going into a whole new world. You may need a little bit of time to adjust to some new elements, like dealing with your character obstructing the left field, resulting in different aiming and shooting experiences, disparities between anticipated skill usage distances, and the potential for players to gain additional visibility by utilizing cover. We got your back though, as we're constantly tweaking that. So whoever typed this out definitely messed up in a couple of places. I think that's what's messing me up as I'm reading this. We're constantly tweaking things to make the transition as smooth as possible, so be sure to let us know how we're doing and what we can do to make Marvel Rivals the ultimate superhero team-based PvP shooter. And then moving over to Volume 3. Dev Talk Volume 3, Designing Superheroes. Marvel Rivals is the ultimate superhero showdown, but creating these larger-than-life superheroes and supervillains is no small feat. We're talking about characters with more powers of all sorts, from Spider-Man's web-slinging antics to the Hulk's, well, you know what the Hulk does. Each of these characters come with a laundry list of powers. Oh my God, that's absolutely right. Oh my God, y'all don't even want to get into what Magneto can do. They come with a laundry list of powers, personality quirks, and 85 years of backstory, especially if you're Namor, the very first mutant. Our challenge: to distill all that Marvel magic into playable characters that not only do justice to the originals, but also deliver heart-pounding, joy-inducing gameplay that will leave our players wanting more. So, how do we turn these beloved icons into virtual powerhouses? It's not an exact science. We start by diving deep into each superhero's lore and distilling their core essence. Then we ask ourselves, how can we push them while adding a dash of gameplay pizzazz? Does that say pizzazz or does that say pizza? I might be stupid. I don't know. After that, We blend until we get something that feels just right. Then here comes the fun part, finding their perfect fit among our classes: Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. So if I'm right, I believe Vanguard are the tanks, Duelists are the DPS, and Strategists are the support characters, pouring in their abilities, personality, nitty-gritty mechanics, and style to create a concoction that will stand out against all of their other iterations. It's a wild ride, from brainstorming to testing and tweaking. Sometimes we even have to start over, but we're committed to giving you all the most authentic Marvel experience possible. Let's take Loki for instance. We kicked off his design focusing on capturing his mischievous side. We asked ourselves, how do we push Loki to be the ultimate trickster, outmaneuvering enemies on the battlefield with flair? So, after some serious brainstorming, we figured, forget brute force, Loki's all about using brain power to help pals and outsmart baddies. If we're being real, Loki's more about helping himself than helping his pals, but they are definitely on the right track. Now, with his core essence in our back pocket, we cooked up a game plan for Loki that's unlike anything else. We're taking illusions, surprise switcher rules, battlefield vanishing acts, and the best part, shape-shifting into other characters to bamboozle everyone, even fooling his own crew. When Loki goes incognito as a foe, not even the keenest eye can spot the difference. Sneaky, right? And then there's Hela. As the Asgardian goddess of death, she's all about that deadly grace mixed with a healthy dose of aggression. Our big idea for Hela: picture her as a ruthless and precise death goddess who's also a master of manipulating souls. We wanted every player who ends up putting on Hela's crown to feel that precise soul-snatching power. Inspired by everything from the 2011 Fear Itself comic event, specifically New Mutants number 29, to more recent iterations, we armed Hela with a lethal, lightning-fast basic attack, the ability to transform into a storm of crows, and even more so that players could feel the power of this Asgardian menace. Those who meet their end at Hela's hand finds their souls harvested, enhancing her abilities. Her ultimate move is pure underworld grandeur. When she unleashes it, she becomes colossal, beefing up in health and dishing out even deadlier attacks, looming over the entire battlefield like a goddess of death. So like in Overwatch terms, she reminds me of early Reaper, like early Overwatch Reaper, because for anybody that didn't play like that long ago, like 2016, 2017, the way Reaper's ability used to work, whenever he killed an enemy, they will leave a soul orb behind, right? Like a glowing red orb that if you walked over it and picked it up, Reaper would get a decent amount of health back. It sounds like it's essentially the same here, but instead of getting health, you get a damage buff. Right, that's what it sounds like. But no, I'm definitely digging it. And then this is from New Mutants number 29, I would assume, the comic panels. But it's not always rainbow bridges and cotton candy. We face challenges that would even make Thanos break a sweat. Balancing these powerhouses is like herding cats, except these cats can shoot lasers from their chest. Our superheroes and villains are all about those jaw-dropping moves. Picture the Hulk bounding across the city, Storm gliding through the air, and Spider-Man zipping around town with those trusty webs. These powers are what make these characters so special, and of course we want to serve up that same adrenaline in the game. But hey, let's be real, Marvel Rivals is a competitive shooter. We totally get it. Keeping the game fair and balanced is crucial. Nailing that sweet spot between power and gameplay has been one of our biggest ongoing challenges. We have a pretty solid vision for our heroes, and our goal is to stay true to these heroes. As we previously stated, in Marvel Rivals, shooting isn't about guns. We're not about to have the Hulk lugging around a rifle, Black Panther toting the shotgun, and Iron Man scrapping it out on the ground. See, it's funny because it's like, I don't believe that this was intentional. There's no way it could have been. But the irony of the past, the irony, no, I don't even want to say it. If you get the joke that's being made here because it's relating to two past superhero games, if you get the joke, then you get it. I'm not even about to go into it. Now, diverse combat systems such as team ups and adding a boatload of death are what make this game special and fun. It's a whole new combat frontier, and we're constantly fine-tuning it to keep our hero lineup feeling fresh and fierce. It takes a lot to make sure that all these unique fighting styles work together, but hey, we're up for the challenge. So what's next? Well, we want you to dive into the chaos, sling some webs, and smash some things, all while giving us the lowdown on what works and what could use a little more gamma radiation. Marvel Rivals is just getting started, and we're counting on your feedback to keep it on the path to greatness. So suit up, dive in, and let's make Marvel Rivals the hero shooter game of all our dreams. Now, I will say this, outside of them just like keeping us updated on the development process throughout Marvel Rivals, there's not really much to really go on here. I don't want to try and stretch this any more than it already is. I definitely do like that they're going a bit more into depth about how some of these various characters work. I believe this is the first time that we've had any legitimate idea of how Hela's playstyle is going to be well, I believe now we know Hela's going to be a melee character in the same vein as Magic or Hulk or Black Panther. And I'm definitely excited to see how that plans out in gameplay. But we're also 4 days away from being able to play the game ourselves on PC, and that's if you got selected for it. However, the one thing I am kind of worried about, because it still hasn't been announced yet, is of whether or not this test will be under NDA. And I don't believe that's going to be said until the invites actually go out, which I think will be a day beforehand, because I do remember them saying that they hadn't made a decision at all yet on if whether or not the test would be under NDA. I honestly don't think it should be. It shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. Just having the name Marvel attached to this game is already going to have a lot of eyes on it that I probably wouldn't have gotten originally without it. But also having, raw gameplay out there in the field, giving us players the ability to post and share and help provide hype for it, that will always go a long way, especially if the game is worth showing off. So hopefully there is no NDA, and if there's not, I definitely will be streaming it during that 10-day period. But with all that being said, it's going to go ahead and it's going to bring us to the end of this video. Hopefully y'all have had a great time here. Let me know down in the comments below, are you excited for Marvel Rivals? What character are you excited to play with, and what character do you want to see get added into the game into the future? And again, if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smack that notifications bell so you won't ever miss out on any of my future Marvel Rivals related content. And I will catch y'all in the moonlight. Peace.